All right, greetings. Welcome to Toxins Magazine, Everything Old School podcast. I am your host, Marquise Marrow. So today, what's your name, sir?
Mike L. Sean.
Mike L. Shawn, you starting it off because this is my first unsigned artist segment. And I've been wanting to do it for a long time, and Cynthia reached out to me. So I said that would be perfect. So you can start it off. So I want to thank you and I appreciate you for um, spending time with the Everything Old School podcast.
Awesome.
Hey, so where you from, bro?
I'm from VA. I'm right around Central Virginia, and well, I guess what most would consider Northern Virginia. Yeah. So
What's the name of the city?
I'm out of Stafford, which is just south of the DC metropolitan area. So yeah.
I never heard of Stratford, so that's good. Now I want to know. So tell me about yourself, man. You know about your singing and how long you've been doing it. Just give us a little verbal bio, if you will.
Okay. Well, I've been doing this for some time now, since college. Really started to get into it more in depth in and around the 2009, 2010 timeframe, where I was just really aggressively trying to get out there, get heard. I had an audience that was very interested in hearing me do other things, and just took off from there.
So you basically just starting it because you haven't been doing all your life. You said only the past decade. So you're basically considering. You're basically new to it, correct?
I would say I've been singing. I've been singing a large portion of my life, church and little things here and there. But
Mhm.
it wasn't until I got a little bit of a kickstart from a family member of my sister, who thought it would be an ideal career move, possibly to pursue it a little further. To make it more of a common practice of singing and songwriting and doing some arranging and producing for myself as well as for other people. And it turned out to be a great choice, and I'm certainly glad I made that choice then.
Oh, okay. So you do a little everything. You said you produced, you arranged. Can you tell me who people you might have arranged for? Other
I've
people that
been
you
doing
might know?
well, mostly for myself, a couple of other side artists that I'm still working on or working with, that'll certainly be named here in the coming future. And we'll definitely be on the lookout with them right now, just trying to push some of the things that I got going on right now, and bring them along as we go.
Oh, that's good to know, man. So what do you do mostly? You just mostly sing, or you?
Yeah, I'm a like I said, I mostly sing. I'm also a songwriter. I do perform. I mean, I travel. I've gone to a number of different cities: Atlanta, Chicago, Memphis.
About that. So I wanted to know who are some of your inspirations.
Wow, a lot of my inspirations from Stevie Wonder, Luther Vandross, um, Freddie Jackson, Jeffrey Osborne, artists like that were very prominent for my generation. And just I mean, there's just a number of people who've had influence. At the same time, some of the more neo soul atmosphere. My style is more so like a hip hop and R&B with a neo soul feel and a jazzy flow.
Yeah, yeah.
So
I was gonna ask you that. I was gonna ask you, do you consider yourself R&B or neo soul? Because I hear all three. I listened to the game. Cynthia sent me
uh,
some footage. I saw you on stage. It's like it's how would you categorize yourself? Because you're right. There's a little bit of all three in the style.
yeah, yeah. When I construct and compose my music, I make it a point to try to be inclusive of all of those elements. I can have maybe a hip hop track, but then have the clever lyricism of, say, a neo soul song, and maybe the flow will be jazzy, or I'll flip it around where it'll be more of like a neo soul feel type of track, but then kind of come hard with more of a R&B hip hop type of feel as far as subject matter, or and then incorporate a jazzy flow with the delivery. So it's something that I've learned to try to perfect, and certainly that I've been glad that people have received it real well.
Yeah, because when you said the type of, like I mentioned earlier, the type of style, it definitely has those three elements in it. That's for sure.
Yeah.
And I hear a lot of live instruments. So how do you come about finding the musicians? How does that go about? Because it's not just putting the CD and somebody make a beat. They're live musicians, correct?
Yeah, it's about a vibe. Anybody who's performing with live bands or live music, it just has a different energy. And nowadays, you've heard it with people using bands from like HBCUs and drum lines from HBCUs and whatnot. But also, just that live band, that lounge element, and it gives just a different energy. And when you're performing in front of people, it definitely gives an energy where you get a chance to really feed off of them. They get a chance to feed off of you, and it allows that a different method, different presentation to take place. And I just dig that vibe altogether, and that's where I get my inspirations from.
So tell me about the game, the album, the game. How did that come about? How did that project start off?
Well, yeah, it's a game, Love or Lies,
Mm-hmm.
and it's
Again, so that people can hear it. Say it again.
all right. It's called Game, Love or Lies,
Where can they get it
and
from?
they can get it on every social media platform, Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, the works. Okay, so definitely you can go check that out, um, and get that. Download it, stream it, however you need to. All right. Um, but Game Level Lies is basically it's a bit of a narrative, but it's about that moment of contemplation. Nowadays, there's always the music about, oh man, I saw this, oh we did that, and whatever. But nobody was really talking about the fact of that contemplating moment when you're sitting there trying to decide whether or not you want to make that move, or you want to make that gesture, whether or not you want to take that stroll across the room. It's those things that we tend to contemplate before we make um, that notion to that young lady, or for some cases, the ladies might go for that young man, or vice versa. Love is love. So it's a question of whether or not you want to play that game of love, or do you want to play that game of lies? Because all the truths, they come out in those moments, in that instance. And I just wanted to touch on that subject and just give people an opportunity to be able to reflect on it and bob their head to it.
Yeah, and I like True Intentions, by the way.
Yeah,
I've been
true
doing my
intentions.
homework. I've been doing my homework.
uh
I like True Intentions. Now, for your work, do you
mhm.
also produce and arrange, or you just sing, or do you have other people come on your projects and do all that for you? Because that's a lot of hats to hold.
Oh no, I do a lot of the arrangement in all of my work. um I've been looking to work with other people, of course, because in this industry, you never can go wrong with different ideas and different concepts and perceptions of where the music should go. However, I've been lucky so far to be able to do it myself and be able to present good music, and I've been excited about that, and just happy that it's garnished an audience that people want to continue to see and hear the things that I'm doing and on this musical journey. So yeah.
I respect that. Is there anyone that you performed with that the people might know, or anyone that you would love to perform with one day? You open?
Oh man, I would love to really. I would love to open for anybody that could definitely check my vibe and be like, yo, let's bring him on. That's always a given. But there have been people that I have worked with in the past, or who have actually gotten a chance to share a stage with. Um, and in my early goings, I remember one story was I had lucked up one time and I ran into a guy who allowed me to do an opening for a New Year's Eve party, and it happened to be Jagged Edge coming to Woodbridge at a club a couple years ago, and that was kind of cool. And there've been other artists that I've had a chance to open for. Some of them I've met, but at the same time, I've just kind of been building and vibing off of those interactions and just kind of going from there. So yeah.
That's real good, man. You sticking with it. That's what you got to be in it to win it, bro.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I'm definitely all in. The hunger's there. At the same time, just kind of taking a smart approach about it. But even now, of course, with everything with COVID and all of that, just still trying to stay hungry, stay busy, and just continue to make an effort to do what I love to do.
So tell us about your latest project, or anything that you have completed or that you're in the process of completing. A song, an
Well,
album.
yeah, well, actually, before the end of this month, I got a song coming out, which is, well, I'll say it is just in time for, Love's holiday, which being, Valentine's Day. Of course, I got Game Love Lies and then True Intentions, which is also available, but I'll also be making available soon on those same social media platforms a song called Things I Like About You. And it basically speaks to the notion of, people always say what, that they do like a person, or that they enjoy being around a person, but we never necessarily go into the details. And it's just an opportunity to be able to share some of the things that I like and enjoy, about, searching that particular, question. What is it that I like about this, about that person? And it was a very fun project to work on, and definitely can look for it. Probably, I want to say maybe in the next week or so. So yeah.
Oh, so you staying on top of it. You're not playing.
Oh no, it's no joke. A lot of people who've gotten a chance to hear me live or go to any of my shows, they get a chance to hear that firsthand, and it's gotten a lot of good feedback, about that. So yeah, they can definitely follow me on. If they follow me on my social media, they'll know exactly what song I'm talking about, and it's gotten a lot of good following, a lot of good views. So yeah.
And I can tell, sometimes you could tell what a person's about when they open their mouth or when you see their work. And I see a lot of your songs. You a lover's man, and you a lover. You're not a fighter, right?
Well,
Because a
you
lot of
know
your
the
songs, you singing to women. You're talking to women, and back in the day, and all the people that you spoke about were your inspirations. That's how
mhm.
music was. They sang to the women. They let them know how much they love them and respect them. Not like today; it's a whole different story.
Yeah,
So,
what? Yeah, it's funny that you say it like that because I was always told that a great song is one that people feel like they can relate to. Like when that song plays, they feel like they're talking to them.
mhm.
And one of the things that I make sure to do is to make sure that I can make it as personable as possible for people to be able to say, you know what, I can agree with that. Yo, I felt like that. Yo, I understand that. Yo, I've been in that scenario. I know what happens there. And when we're able to do that as a songwriter, you're able to then really entertain your full audience, and that's just something that I always strive to do and try to make sure that that's being done in my songwriting process.
But you definitely talking to the ladies. That's clear and evident. Now,
Well, yeah.
do you have any other? Because I haven't heard all of your material. So is it
Mhm.
strictly love songs, strictly for the queens? Do you have any something that you can go to the dance floor and do the moonwalk or something? Do you have a different flow? or that's just your
Well,
style?
yeah, I mean, the thing is that if you write a good song, you could throw it to a number of different styles. I just recently did a remake for a song called "This Time," and originally, it was definitely for my audience down south. They like it down that way. But at the same time, I thought I would do something that was a little more, for the lovers out there, and to be a little more romantic, on that side. And um,
There
I
you
think
go, that
really
lover's
it's just
boy.
a matter. Well, I think it's really just about the delivery,
Right.
um, because it's funny when we hear songs all the time on the radio, but then when we hear something else, maybe like with a live band or something, you're able to change it up. You're able to definitely, feel the room and see what works, for this particular audience, and then deliver something that could be magical. And when you get that feeling that, okay, you know what, let me slow this down, let me speed this up, yo, let's turn this into a house joint, and then just start working it that way. There's a number of different ways to be able to present a good song. It's
Right.
just a matter of finding what way works with that particular audience, and that's really what I do. Make it a point to pay attention to every time I get a chance to pick up a microphone.
And it's evident. It's evident. Everything that you're saying, I see it and I hear it when
Mm.
I hear your songs or I saw you perform on stage. So you're right. You definitely do that. Now, let me see. It was a few people, but has anybody ever said that you sound like, well, I don't want to say sound like because you have your own sound,
Mm.
but you remind me of Jaheim. That's just me. I hear a little Jaheim in your voice sometimes. Have anybody ever said that? Or if not, who have they said you sounded similar to, if anyone?
I haven't heard him in particular as far as comparison. I've heard a number of different comparisons depending on what it was that I was presenting. Um,
Okay.
and I think it's just a matter of like, the type of song and the vibe that it presents that really kind of builds like a different comparison. Like just as I mentioned before, hip hop and R&B with a neo soul feel and a jazzy flow. That actually came from a critic. For a song that I had presented when I presented the song to them, I should say, and they did like an excerpt, for a different. I think it was a different media outlet or whatever. And I just thought that it was, rather fascinating. Are you still there? Okay, there we go.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, yeah. I just thought it was so fascinating that, there was uh, this blend of, really genres. And and when I thought about it, and I just kind of thought back over the years, like, different things that I presented and what that was like. And I said, you know what? That actually fits. I mean, I kind of described it to a T. So when we're talking about specific artists, I think all of my influences are there in my artistry. So, and people that I listen to all the time. I mean, growing up, in the late 80s, early 90s, and mid 90s or whatever, there was a lot of, you had all the bands in R&B, the Jodeci's and the Mint Conditions and um, and the Alexander O'Neills and um, the array of artists that were out then. I mean, Stevie was even doing it then, So, Stevie Wonder, Luther Vandross, Freddie Jackson, and, a whole host of others. There were, female artists that were really doing it in big, in and around that time. And, like I said, I mean, it was just a mesh of all of those things, the Bobby Browns, the New Editions of the world, so, yeah. So, I mean, my influences were like all over the place. I think it's like I said, it's just a matter of knowing how it is that you can appeal to the crowd and give the people, what it is that, they want and need to hear.
So are there a lot of opportunities you said Stratford, Virginia?
Well, I live in Stafford, an area called like Fredericksburg. It's like halfway between, I'm like halfway between, I guess, between the DC and Richmond region. You got DC, Washington, DC area. And then you have the Richmond area. And of course, there's a lot of things that come up there. Of course, I'm about maybe 20, 30 minutes from Tappahannock. And of course, some people might be familiar with Tappahannock and being that, artists like, Chris Brown come from that region. So,
I didn't know that.
yeah. So, yeah. So, there are a lot of artists that are, from VA that are definitely on the come up. In the DMV has been, home to a number of different artists that are looking to certainly, put themselves on a more grand stage. And some of them have actually, made it out. And I'm just looking to be in that number, to make sure that I can get out there and let the world, hear what I got to say.
Just keep persevering, brother. What about
Yeah,
gospel
absolutely.
roots though? Because you sound like you got some gospel roots. Did you used to sing in church coming up?
Of course, of course. I mean, that, a lot of artists come from that particular platform, coming up, and that was something also that I did, growing up in church and singing in the choir and the whole nine. Um, that was just something that I enjoyed doing. And, of course, over the years that, increased the confidence to, vocally be able to expand, what it is that I was capable of doing. And, certainly first and foremost, be able to, share with the world a God-given talent, and I think that's always, that's always key to it all, always giving reverence when reverence is due, and knowing that, at the end of the day, of course, what God has for me is for me, right? So,
Nobody can take it away. Do you
nah, not at all.
do you have any gospel songs out as of yet? And if not, do you plan on making some soon?
I've written a few. I do have some. I haven't performed any of my original material, as of yet. It's something that I'm looking at possibly down the road. Um, you know, maybe in and around the holiday season next year. I might introduce some things as it relates to that. But in the meantime, there's some gospel artists that, well, even some locally that I'm hoping to be able to work with. So that's a plan that's in the works, and I'm still, doing all the logistics and doing all the communication on that. So hopefully, something will come up in the long term. But in the meantime, we're just trying to, push this thing through and see where it goes, and definitely be able to, help out others along the way.
Yeah, that's a good attitude, man. Just keep doing what you're doing, because I definitely hear the gospel roots, the neo soul, the jazz. I hear all of that. So, what cities have you been to? As
Wow.
far as performing, I mean, if the list is too long, I'm sorry. You know.
I mean, I won't say it's been too long, because I think at the end of the day, it can never be long enough.
Right.
Especially when you want to make sure that the people out there that want to hear you get to hear you. And there's certainly no place that I haven't been willing to go to be able to assist with that. Of course, but
So
of
you
course,
got
with
that drive
everything
still.
going. Say again.
I said
Sorry.
you got that drive still.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Um, I've been to Philadelphia, done some things in the DMV, looking to actually do some more things in the DMV here recently, but I've been doing a lot of traveling, where it's been permissible, Chicago,
Oh, that's good.
Atlanta,
That's good.
those places, as far as, getting into venues and things of that sort. Of course, looking to expand that, as always.
Right.
So yeah. So if there's a city out there that's looking to be able to send an invite, I mean, hey, let's go.
I hear you. Well, I thank you, man. This was a nice interview. Is there anything else that you would like the people to know about yourself or about your music, or where they can find you, where they can find your music? Because you never know.
Absolutely, absolutely. Look, you can find me on all the social media platforms. Um, Again, the name is Mike L. Shawn. That's MIC, middle initial L, SHAWN. And you can find me on Instagram at MIC underscore L underscore SHAWN. And certainly follow me, follow my musical journey. I got music available on all those social media platforms, iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, you name it, it's on there. And look, let's, jump on board, enjoy the journey, and, you know, let's get
When
heard.
when if somebody wanted to do a collab with you, or have you write or compose for them, how could they reach you?
Oh, they can easily reach me on my platforms. I have where I can be contacted as it relates to doing any type of collaborations or any bookings. I could definitely have somebody from my team reach out to them. So yeah, if you can just go there. I mean, you can get me on Facebook, Instagram. I just opened up a TikTok, so I'll be posting there real soon. And yeah, so Twitter, again with the same name and spelling. So yeah, I mean, I'm just hungry. I'm ready, and I'm ready to go pretty much anywhere I need to in order
Now,
to accommodate the audience.
now, before you go, you're a singer, so can I get 10 seconds live? Can I
Oh,
get 10?
absolutely.
I mean anything, just because all you need is 10
Mm-hmm.
seconds. That's it. You people don't need to sing the
All
whole
right.
song.
Yo, that is not a problem. Yo, here we go. Matter of fact, here's a little something new that's going to be dropping here. That thing I was talking about earlier. Things I like about you. Yo, check it.
Okay.
These are the things that I like about you. Places I go when I'm thinking of you. How could I have known it would be so easy to please me till I wrote down the things I like about you.
All right. There you go. So that's no auto tunes, y'all. That's straight up gift
Nah,
right there.
indeed,
Well, I thank
indeed.
you. Indeed, too, man. So I thank you for spending this morning with the Everything Old School podcast. I wish you the best of luck, and I'll be in touch with Cynthia, and
Mm.
we make some other moves.
Absolutely, absolutely. Stay ready. So, let's do this.
All right, let's do this. Nice to meet you, sir, and congratulations on your music. And looking forward to hear your next project. What is it? What I think about you? You just saying
Things I like about you. Mhm.
things I like about you. All right. So
Yeah,
the world is on the lookout for it now. So you're obligated now.
absolutely, absolutely.
All right. Thank you, and we'll be in touch,
All right.
sir.
All
Enjoy
right,
your
we'll
day.
do, man. All right, you too.
Thank you, Mr. Sean.
Thanks a
All right.
lot. Bye bye.